Let me ask you something. Is your heart ready for marriage, or you're still holding back on wounds from the past? In my experience with those who are single and looking to get married, one of the major issues that hold them back is the baggage from past relationships. I'm not talking about minor disappointments. I'm talking about those deep emotional scars that stay with you long after the relationship is over. Maybe you've been hurt. Maybe someone broke your trust. Or maybe you still feel weighed down by guilt and regrets from choices you made in the past and in your relationships. If you're honest with yourself, you might be wondering, will these wounds affect my future marriage? I am Narkisha Nyonje, and today we are going to dive into a topic that is absolutely crucial for anyone thinking about marriage: healing from past relationships before you say I do. Here's the truth: you can't build a healthy, God honoring marriage on a foundation of emotional scars. If you don't address those wounds, they'll show up later. Maybe not on day one, but eventually they will do. But there's a good news: healing is not only possible, it's absolutely necessary. And it starts with trusting God to take you on a journey of healing and restoration. Let's start by looking at the scriptures in Psalms chapter 147 and 3, which says, Psalms 147 verse 3, which says, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. God doesn't just heal our hearts, He binds up our wounds. He protects them from causing more damage in our future relationships. Today, I'm going to walk you through how you can begin this journey of healing so that you can enter marriage whole and not broken. So, how do you identify the wounds? The first step is identifying the wounds. You cannot heal what you haven't recognized. So, let me ask you, what are you still carrying from your past relationship? Maybe someone betrayed your trust. Maybe you felt emotionally abandoned or rejected, or perhaps you're in a toxic relationship and it felt like you're feeling like you weren't enough. Or maybe the pain isn't from that someone what someone else did to you, but it's from what you did. You hurt someone, you crossed boundaries you shouldn't have, and now that guilt is lingering. Whatever your story is, unhealed wounds from the past relationships will shape how you see yourself. And if you carry that into marriage, you might start believing lies like, I'm not worthy of love, or I'll never be enough to love someone else. So take a moment to reflect. What lies have your past relationship planted in your heart? And more importantly, how will those lies affect your future marriage if they go unhealed? And how do you break from that emotional baggage? The next step is just breaking free from that past emotional baggage, and that healing isn't just about to move or it's not just about moving on. It's about surrendering those wounds to God. And listen to me, healing is spiritual. It is not something that you will do. It is something that you have to totally depend on God to help you achieve. One of the hardest parts of healing is forgiveness. Not just forgiving the person who hurt you, but forgiving yourself. I know some of you watching this right now might be carrying some guilt from the past. Maybe you're thinking, I should have known better, or I can't believe I let myself get hurt like that. But let me tell you something. In 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17, it says, Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here. If God has forgiven you, it's time for you to forgive yourself. Don't let the enemy trap you in a cycle of guilt and shame. You see, guilt from the past breeds a lot of fear for the future. Guilt from the past breeds fear for the future. And the Bible tells us in 1 John chapter 4, verse 18 that there is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. It's God's desire for us. It's God's desire for you to have a future marriage that is free of fear. Fear of repeating mistakes, fear of not being enough. He wants you to walk in freedom without thinking about the past. So forget about that past and bring everything up to God. Now let's talk about how to trust again, because with these baggages it may be difficult with these past hurts, it may be difficult to trust again. Someone has broken your trust before. It can feel almost like impossible to trust again, right? There are even analogies out there that broken trust is like a broken bottle, and no matter how much you seal it, it will not be the same again. But that's not what how God tells us, because when God heals us, when God restores our trust, it makes us to be new people. We start a new way of life. We are anew. That's what God tells us. Yeah. You could be start to ask yourself, what if it happens again? What if I get hurt again? But here's the thing: marriage cannot survive without trust. Marriage cannot survive without trust. And I'm not just talking about trusting your future spouse. You also need to trust that God is leading you. You need to have trust in God as well. That's why Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 to 6 says that it's very powerful. It says that trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. So, our trust should really be we should be trusting God first before you even move to trusting the other person. If you trust God, you'll trust that God will give you a person who also trust Him, and when both of you trust in God, then move away as you trust each other. So trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. There is nothing that you will do that will take this guilt away from you. You may not understand why those past relationships ended the way they did. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Sometimes when relationships end, you may think that your world is going to end. And you might feel so desperate, you might feel so broken, and you feel like, I will never get such kind of a person. God has a reason, if you trust in Him, why He did not allow that other person to be with you. Why? There's a reason why God allowed that other relationship to break apart. And you may not realize it at the moment. You may not even realize it now, but probably in the future. God will show you why, indeed, you need to have broken away from that hurting relationship. You may not even fully understand why you had to go through that pain, but you can trust that God sees the full picture and is asking you to trust Him, not just with your heart, but with your future. So, my challenge to you is this: trust God, even when trusting people seems hard. He will guide you and protect your heart. He always does. You need to become all before marriage. It's a fallacy to say that I want to get a person that completes me. I want to get a person that makes me complete. No, you have to be complete first. You have to love yourself first. You have to love yourself before you even love others. If you don't love yourself, if you're not all, if you don't feel complete in God, then there's no way you'll be complete, even if the other person comes. So, your future spouse is not there to fix your heart. Only God can do that. Let's be real. If you walk into marriage expecting your spouse to heal your brokenness, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. They can love you, support you, but they cannot heal you. Let's look at the last verse, the second last verse that I want to check. Psalms chapter 23, verse 3 says, He restores my soul. And that's what God wants to do for you. He wants to restore you completely before you walk into the beautiful covenant of marriage. When you enter marriage already whole, you're not looking for your spouse to fill the gaps. You're able to give and receive love from place of abundance of love. Yeah. But can you do this alone? It is important to also have accountability. You need to have the support of others. This is very key. The support and accountability. Don't go through it alone. Healing guides community, requires community and accountability. Yeah. In Galatians chapter 6, verse 2, it says, we are told to carry each other's burdens. Carry each other's burdens. Find someone, a mentor, a spiritual leader, a trusted friend who can walk with you in this season of healing. You need people who will pray for you, support you, and hold you accountable. One of the things we do uh, is to be your accountability partner. We have sessions, coaching sessions, whereby we could meet once or twice in a week to just share, to just help you go through those past experiences in our program, that in one of our programs that we've just started, so that we be your partner. In today's world, sometimes it's even difficult to find this spiritual leader. It's difficult to find this real mentor whom you can trust. It's difficult to find this trusted friend. For us, we offer these professional services that we can be your brother. I can be your trusted friend, so that we share with you each and every week. If you want to know more about that program, you can get in touch so that we can speak this together. But you need people who will pray with you, support you, and hold you accountable. We can talk about it every week. As I wrap up this video, I want to say this. I want to leave you with this truth. You can be healed. You can enter marriage whole and full with the support of God. You don't have to carry the weight of past relationships into your future. Here's what I want to invite you to do. Take the next step toward healing today. My book, Ready for Marriage, is more than just a book. It's a roadmap that will walk you through healing from past, building emotional and spiritual readiness, and preparing for marriage God has destined for you. So don't wait. Don't carry the pain any longer. Now is the time to start healing. Get your copy of Ready for Marriage and let's start this journey together. Your future marriage is worth it. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited for the healing and growth that's ahead of you. God bless you on this journey. And if you feel like you want somebody to talk to, you want somebody to hold, to be your accountability partner, you want somebody to help you through the journey, to pray with you, to talk with you, and to help you share that burden so that you get ready for the next level of your marriage, then you can get in touch with us. But first, I would encourage you to first of all get this book. It does not only talk about how to go about your past relationships, past hearts, but also talks about other areas of marriage. So get this book to start with. Read it. It's something you can have a hard copy, wherever you are in the world. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on. But I'll give a link at the end of this video in my website, readyformarriage.shop. You can also get it there and start that journey of your preparation for marriage. Your marriage is important and you need to get prepared for it. Thank you very much for this, for your time, and may God bless you.